Says I'm live. Will anybody join me on the live stream? Let's see. Or will I just be all alone in the live stream talking to myself, which I do all day anyway. Let's see. My buddy Tim's checking in from Kansas City. I'm hoping to make it to Kansas City. When is that? Tim, when's that thing, that meetup in Kansas City? What is that? What are we calling that? I forget what that's called. I got to look that up. Bean Boy's here. Bean Boy started running because we were talking health in the Discord and started running again. Hopefully, yeah, you're a legend. He'll be fine. Tennessee Mike is here. Surfer John's here, checking in from the West Coast. My buddy Chris YZ80's here. Stuart's here. Thanks for joining. Oh, Tony's checking in from Albuquerque. Okay. Does anybody know what that event is called in Kansas City? I know Jerry from Dryden was putting it on, but I don't know if it was called something. I was going to try to look it up. My rich friend Todd just joined. Joe Smoke is checking in from Ohio. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're Ohio. Carlos is here. Thanks for joining us. Pretty much everybody has joined. See, Colt 357 Python's here. Nate Dogg is joining. Dwight checking in from the West Coast. Nick is here. Oh, man. What is everybody wearing for their watch? Larry C's here. I wore a Zelos on Strap Habit. Went with two different colors. There's a reason why. We're doing the theme of the week, which my buddy Tim, Kansas Eagle, is hosting that theme watch of the week on the Discord. Appreciate you doing that, Tim. And this week is the Big Sexy Keith tribute week for the watches. So I'm going to try to follow suit with that. Okay, so I got to look that up. Heartland Watch Show, Kansas City. Dane is here. Also wearing a Zelos. We're Zelos brothers today. Although your Zelos is much more baller than mine. Little tourbillon. Only one of two. That's pretty baller. Okay, so Heartland Watch Show. Let me click on this. Oh, Joe, how'd that go? You went to, yeah, there's like the Intersect Road Show. All right, let me set up. All right, hold on. Let me get organized here. Intersect Watch Show. Let me do share screen. This one, I guess. So they did the road show. And this is what Joe was talking about. Actually, Strap Habit did one. That was the Columbus one, right? Yeah. So you met up with Nick from Strap Habit. Okay. I got to connect the dots here. Nate Dogg's wearing the Synchron Army. Todd's wearing a Seiko LX, of course, because he's my rich friend. YZ80's wearing the Super Ocean Heritage. Dana's asking, why am I wearing a Zelos? I hate Zelos. It's not true. Surfer John's wearing a Grand Seiko. Tim is wearing the Oris Hank Aaron, again, because of the Discord. Colt 357's wearing the Khaki King Hamilton. Let's see, first time catching. Let's see. Tommy says, hi, first time catching one of your live streams. Love the videos, and it's always seems like you got a video for a watch I'm interested. That's the thing with having like, I don't know, whatever, 4,000 videos posted now. It's like, I'm trying to cover the bases, but a lot of that stuff's older. So like the watch game's always kind of coming out with new stuff. Floyd's putting strings on his guitar and wearing a Seiko Willard. Have my MM200. All right, just trying to read some stuff. Anyway, so Intersect Road Watch Show did what another version called the Road Show, kind of testing it, see how it'd go. They did a show in Chicago with Astor Banks, So Labs, all that stuff. They did Columbus, Ohio, which is what Joe said he went to. He did it with Strap Habit. That one's already in the books. The Detroit one I missed out on, just because I live in Michigan, people think I live near Detroit. I don't. I actually live super far away from that. That already happened. And then the Chicago one already happened. So those are already in the books, but I think they were a success and I think they will do more. Now, here's the Heartland Watch Show that Tim and I were talking about. That's coming up September 6th, which wow, that's like approaching rapidly. So this weekend is Labor Day weekend, and then it's literally the weekend after that. Can I make it to that show? It's Kansas City, Missouri. How far is that drive for me? Let me type that in. 301. That is roughly a 12-hour drive for me one way. I don't know if I can make it. Yeah, that's pretty soon. I wanted to make it. There's actually a bottle of bourbon that I bought and Jerry has. So I don't know. We'll see. Who's all going to be there? It's Saturday from 1 to 5, where it's 4 hours. It's at Drexel Hall. Astor Banks, Baltic, Dryden, Dufresne, Finch, Heim, Jack Mason, Raven, RSM. I'm not familiar with Serico, Solabs, Zal, Baltimore, Vario, Visitor Watchco. That'd be a fun meetup. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. That's going to be a tough one. 9. Oh yeah, probably from your house. I'm way up in Michigan though. It takes me like 4 hours to get out of Michigan, and then it's smooth sailing from there. Dwight is saying, "How is the K8? What is the K8? Am I supposed to know what the K8 is?" Yeah, it is a long way for a small show, but I like to hang out with the people, right? My peeps. So we'll see. It's my custom watch. Oh, you guys are talking. Okay, gotcha. Tim says, "I'm jealous of where you live, Random Rob. I haven't seen you get cut off in traffic once on your Sunday drives." That is true. It is more of a touristy area. Now, if I go to Traverse City, there's chaos with traffic and stuff like that. But I essentially drive for a living. I've been basically a paid driver for nearly 30 years. So I look at traffic different than a lot of people do. Like, it's not a big deal. I just share the space. And then definitely where I am is much more rural. You see it in my Sunday drives. And honestly, after Labor Day, the mass exodus has already started to occur. And then after Labor Day, the population is temporary here essentially, and it dramatically decreases after Labor Day to the point where the small towns that are outskirts of Traverse City, a lot of their local stores actually close. So like they're not even open in the quote off season. They pretty much make their living in like 2.5 to 3 months. So they're open for the summer and then that's it. When do we get our first frost? It'll be, I mean, it could happen next month, but usually like October and November. That is not entirely accurate. I know what you're saying, but typically snowbirds, like that would be like what I will do when I retire is we'll migrate to Florida or somewhere south in the winter. But most of the people that come up here are honestly they're like almost none of them are from Chicago that are here or from Florida that come here in the summer. Honestly, most of them are like from Chicago or California, Texas. I've seen them from all over the place. Yeah, and typically 100%, like you guys are talking about, snowbirds usually bring an influx of money. I'm near Traverse City. If you look at northern northern Michigan and the Lower Peninsula, I'm near Traverse City. Surfer John says my parents had a summer house in Onekama, Portage Lake. Yeah, I know where that's at. Yeah, it's beautiful up here, but there's downsides too. There's absolutely downsides to living in a more rural community. Sure, it's like Mayberry essentially. Like when I go to the post office or to my stores and stuff like that, like I know the people there, they know me. We greet each other by name and stuff like that. But I don't have access to like big airport, cheap flights. Traveling, it takes me like 4 hours to get out of the state. So yeah, come on up, man. If you're not too far away, hit me up, man. We'll meet up real quick. I know you're probably doing family stuff and busy and stuff like that, but yeah, hit me up, man. We usually meet up when we're like near, Chicago usually. So, oh yeah, that's the thing. That's like as much as I may dislike certain aspects of California, you cannot argue how beautiful the weather is. And I'm saying, like, I even like the weather in the Bay Area, even in the San Francisco Bay Area. I like that weather. I like it. And then, like, stayed just one night, unfortunately, down in Laguna Beach, closer, on your way down to San Diego, and that was just beautiful. And then, of course, you get pushed further north, and it's good too. So, mm. Plus, I mean, it helps like Fedora John is saying, I like San Francisco area because of the sights and just I don't know, man. You just the town has an aura. I think for the United States, I think I can't think of any. I think there's like three great cities, and all three of them have serious problems. I take that back. There's four that I really love. I love New York. I love Chicago. I love DC, and I love San Francisco. So technically, I'm what they call a troll. Live below the bridge, so I am a Lower Peninsula resident. Yeah, and honestly, Dane, that's part of the issue I have with not just San Francisco or California, but like all of these cities. They have that underlying darkness to them, where like there's been evil pretty much everywhere you've been. So like, there's no untapped or unexplored areas, whereas like you come up by me and you can go for a hike, you go off the path and you can kind of look around. You might get lost. I have gotten lost. And you can look around and you get the sense that no human has ever stepped foot in that exact spot. Now that might not be true, but you legit feel that in my area. Like you will find yourself, it's not difficult to find yourself where you don't hear traffic, you don't see a road, you don't see signs, you don't see homes. All you see is forest, and it is just 100% natural. There's no signs of human life anywhere. It is wild. Yeah, and then down by Dane, you get on the Gulf Coast side, there's just beautiful beaches. I love those white sand beaches. So all the way from, as far as south I've been down to well, been all the way down to Key West, but like the beaches, you push too far south, and honestly, I don't think the beaches are that great. But if you get like to Marco Island all the way up to whatever, past Sarasota and stuff. My Honda Accord is a manual, yes. And actually, there's another one for sale really close to where I am. It's a little bit newer Honda Accord, and it has nearly 100,000 more miles than mine, but it is black and it has a six-speed manual. I'm thinking about going to buy it. Should I have two of them? Yeah, Dane, that's what I was going to say. Marco Island to Clearwater, essentially, you have just epic beaches. Uh, Trying to read some comments, guys. Two Hondas. Well, I'm I'm slowly warming up to the idea of my son buying the Forerunner. So I might sell the Forerunner. And the only reason I say that is I haven't had the Forerunner here in like a year. I bought it, I used it a little bit, and then I loaned it to him, and he's had it for like a year. So um, I might as well just sell it to him, I guess, if he's willing to buy it. Obviously, I'll give him a good deal, and being that we're family, he won't pay tax on it. So, and he wants it, so I'll probably sell him that, and then that'll free up. I don't need another car, and if I'm honest, the car that I want is actually out in California. So if I do buy a car, I should go buy that car. Maybe that's what I'll do. But I'd have to fly out there and drive it back. And if I'm gonna do that, I need to do it soon. Todd is asking how much of the mega drop is left, Rob. Under 200 watches yet. I think I'm right around that 200 mark. It's got to be close to that, Todd. The issue is like I don't know if you went over to the. I can't show it in the screen, but Doug, I'll touch on that topic here in a second. But um, the issue is there's a lot of Invicta, there's some Casio, there's some weird off brands, even in this drop that I'm doing now. So like there's some Seiko and there is some, yeah, all of the bigger, more expensive watches are pretty much depleted out of the drop. Now I have access to more watches, but I need to take a break too. So I love watching those full restorations, Dane. Those are really cool. Scott, yeah, that's 100%. You get with population just comes opportunity and stuff. So, Doug, with the I don't want to lease because my daughter actually drives drives insane amount of miles on her car. So, I mean, I could lease and then just buy it at the end or something like that. But for how much I can get cars for, like I would just buy another car. So her car, I'm kind of pissed off at the dealer. I took her car to the dealer and it had an appointment today. When I say the dealer, I'm talking about the Toyota dealer in Traverse City. And I paid $200, and I was under the assumption. I told him the car has 200,000 miles and it's starting to use oil. Can you check it for oil consumption? It's a phenomenon that happens with those. It's basically I think the ring lands on the pistons start to fail. Is that what's happening, or is it the PCV system, or like I wanted like a full diagnosis? They literally pulled it in, checked the fluids. They said the oil was a quart low. They put it up on the rack. They checked it for leaks. They're like, there's no leaks, and also your water pump's leaking a little bit. You need a new water pump. And I'm like, I didn't need to pay you guys $200 for that. I know that. Like, so I was a little pissed off, but um, I guess it doesn't really matter. Like I misunderstood or they didn't explain it or whatever. So I just paid it. I got the car back. I'll throw a water pump in it. They wanted $1,000 to do the water pump. Now the water pump on that It's a 2.5 cylinder, 4 cylinder. And I know they got to make money, their mechanics, everything like that. But that water pump at retail from Toyota with the gasket is $110. And then probably a new serpentine belt. You got to move the alternator out of the way a little bit, pop the belt off. It's like 5 bolts for the water pump. Pop that off, put a new one on, put it all back together, and bleed the cooling system. It'll take me like a half an hour. It's super accessible, so it's not $1,000 job. Like, I'll do it this weekend. It's no big deal. So I'll do the water pump. I can buy a junkyard engine for that car for $1,000 with like 100,000 miles on it. Um, but it might have oil consumption too. So for now, I think I'm just going to do the water pump, and I'm going to run a thicker oil in it. Um, actually, Surfer John and I were talking in the Discord, so I'm going to run probably 520 or something in it, in a better quality, and just change it more often and stay on it. And we'll see how long that goes. Um, I mean, I could, like I said, it'd be easy for me to throw another engine in there. I could do it in a weekend, but that engine might do the same thing. So I might as well see what this engine does with a little bit thicker oil, and we'll see how it holds up. It's using about a quarter oil every 500 miles. No, I'm not going to put 2050 in it. I'll probably, so it calls for like 020. I'll probably put like 520 in it to start and see how it likes that. I've always been kind of skeptical of like the 020s, and I think even my wife's car's a RAV4 hybrid, and I think that calls for like 016 or something. I don't know, man. I'm kind of skeptical of that crazy the way they're doing the oils, but that's what they run. So Seiko's raising the price on September 15th. Listen, everybody's raising their price. I was just looking at, let me go read it so I don't mess it up. Let's see. Shaken Not Stirred posted up. I can't share it because this is a different screen thing here, but he went over to Christopher Ward, literally is showing like a different colorway of this watch, which this watch on Christopher Ward, you know what? Let me bring up the Christopher Ward thing. And this isn't a knock on Christopher Ward. Christopher Ward makes a great watch. The issue is, let me go back to screen share. This one, yeah. So the issue is the tariffs. So this watch right here, he was saying is $850. He shows $63.75 in tax, and then it says customs duty $422.05, bringing the total on an $850 watch up to $1,335.80. Now, I do have to say, I think the watch is worth $1,300. I know some of you guys aren't going to agree with me because the watch is listed for $850, so you already have this $850 in your head. I'm looking at it compared to other watches. This is kind of a $1,300 watch in the big scheme of things, but we want it for $850. Right here it says $850, but we can't get it for $850 because now we're going to pay these massive duties. No. Where's the? I don't know what I just did. Why is it just the blue? I want all of them. Okay. So anyway, yeah. And that's kind of what I was talking about on budget. So there will be watches on sale at Christopher Ward in Dallas. Oh, Chris is asking, so when we do the Dallas meetup, he's asking if there will be watches on for sale. As of right now, I haven't even heard back from Mike, so I'm not honestly, I'm not planning on going to the Christopher Ward thing. If we can set it up last minute, we will. But because it is a Texas meetup, I've made a decision to um, go to. We're going to meet up with Jack Mason, which there's new releases with Jack Mason right now. So um, there's this guy right here. It just came out. I need to do the video on it. Unique colorway. And then of course there's the root beer one coming out. So I already talked to Peter about and we're gonna do a Jack Mason meetup. And there will be watches. So I'll make sure there are watches there for us to purchase. So and then I'll check if there's any other brands that are Texas brands. That's what I would rather do. Christopher Ward is not a Texas brand, so it is what it is. Yes, this is 100% the issue, Paul. You nailed it on the head. So, the problem with these tariffs on watches is that there are virtually no US watch industries that would provide an alternative to purchase. That's I think some might argue that that's not entirely true. I would argue that it is absolutely true because a lot of our options are going to be like Weiss watch. They're great watches. Look at the price points. So if you're already upset about paying $1,300 for the Christopher Ward, you're going to be upset about paying 2,700 or 3,400 or where's the 42s? I mean, they're 3 4 grand or whatever for those. Um, Great watches, but A, you might not like them, and B, they might be outside your budget. Yeah, no tariff, but there kind of is. Like we're all gonna be affected by the tariffs regardless. You got Colorado Watch Company, um, kind of the same thing. They're $1,400. So again, no tariff, but kind of is. I mean, they're all sold out anyway. But you have Seal Instruments. Most people, this isn't like a mainstream watch. I realize that, but I'm excited about it. I actually have the pre-order on this Hyperlight. I'm excited about getting that one, but I might even pick up one of these at some point. But even that's $1,200, and that's a quartz watch. Now, these are grade 5 titanium, and he actually makes them in Arizona. The movement he doesn't make, but everything else he pretty much does. And these, you're pushing over 5 grand essentially by the time you spec it out with a bracelet. So yeah, there really isn't an option. Okay, Nick is saying Cincinnati watch. Now, this is where there's a gray area, right? Um, Now these watches are not made in the United States. There's a lot of brands, including the ones that I've talked about many, many times. Bernhardt, yeah, RGM is different, but even Notice, Jack Mason, Dryden, a lot of these are assembled in the United States, but the watches are not made in the United States. So some of their components come from overseas, or the majority of their components do. So, what do you do for, I mean, these prices are actually pretty good. So 625. That's where these ones are a little confusing to me because they may have raised their price, but I think they're somehow either they've stocked up with materials so they're not affected by the increase on components from the tariff, or I'm not sure how it's happening exactly. Yeah, Vero as well. There's a ton of brands, and a lot of them go to um the wind up shows and wherever they go to a lot of the shows. But actually I kind of miss the no, I don't want the Smokey the Bear one. Where's the dive one? Yeah, I used to have this one. I kind of miss having this one. That orange, I don't know why. I really like this one, the open water. I could see rebuying that potentially because it's all orange, has orange. It's just a weird one. That one might be on my short list to rebuy again. And then these chronograph quartz ones are pretty cool too. Yeah, Vero's pretty cool. There's a lot of great options. We don't have to spend a ton of money, guys. Are prices going up? Yeah, prices are all going up. I don't think that's going to happen. Brent says the Swiss will probably fold sooner or later. Uh, oh, not like the businesses you're talking about, like on the tariffs. Well, without getting too political, I don't want to talk politics, but I will say this: I'm pretty sure the current administration or the leader of the current administration, our president, I think he absolutely wants the tariffs. I've followed enough of the history on this that I don't really think the goal here is to make deals and not have the tariffs. I think the tariffs are 100% sticking for this term. So I think it's naive to think that there's going to be deals made and then they're going to go away. I think it's been slow rolled. There's been a lot of back and forth to make it seem like there is opportunities to make these deals and stuff like that. But I think the tariffs are the goal of this administration. So and that's fine. Whatever. We'll get through it. We get through everything. We'll persevere. So yeah, that's the problem. Is um, it's passed on to us. It's not like because most of these companies, if it's all of these companies, I can't say most of these companies, all of these companies have to pass the cost on. They can't just eat it. So if you, Dane, I have not read that. Maybe you know what? Who am I kidding? I'm never going to read it. I haven't read it. Not going to read it. $1,600 for a Bulova lunar pilot. Yeah, secondhand. Um, but even secondhand, even the used prices. I've been doing these drops. I've been selling a lot of watches, helping out a buddy and stuff. So um, I think the secondary prices are going to go up. So yeah. I like new watches though, is the thing. So I'm instantly just gonna go right back to like Seiko and Casio, all the more affordable stuff. And then uh of course the micro brands, and then of course, some pre-owned stuff too. See, Brando Norris is here, hopefully not getting attacked by more bees. He had a little encounter this afternoon. Try to read some comments. Oh, here we go. Do you really think people will stop buying watches? No. They'll either travel to purchase or pay the That's a good point too. I've already heard discussion on that where you run the numbers on it, and it might actually make sense to travel to a different location to make a purchase if it's a larger purchase, like a luxury brand, and skip out on it or something. Dane, you sold the watches. Dane, you broke the streak. You sold the watches. Todd is the new Dane. Todd cannot sell a watch right now. He's got two monsters for sale and the Seiko LX. All three of them absolute bangers, and nobody's buying them. Doesn't make any sense to me. Tim says for sure eBay, etc. People are going to get, but I don't know. Are people going to still use eBay because you got the eBay fees, the tax on that, plus the higher prices? Something's got to break. Ronan says was just in Tokyo and tried on the Grand Seiko Shunbun. Almost pulled the trigger. 5,600 USD, brand new. I almost need to look that one up. Grand Seiko. I auto corrected the boat for some reason. That's weird. Okay. Shunbun. Let me look this one up. Okay, so that's the more pink, right? I think I did the video on this one. I didn't know that's what it was called. So that guy. That's the one you're talking about? Spring Drive. I love that case too. Isn't that the GS44 case or whatever? So the retail on that's $7,200. Um, yeah, 56 is a deal. There you go. Jason just said it correct. Our clients travel to Aruba to buy the watch and skip the tariff altogether. Plus, it's a reason to vacation. Um, Sounds like a plan to me. Trying to read some comments. Foreman Colossus says, "Dang, 5,600 for a Seiko. I can't do it." Yeah, it's not a regular Seiko though. It's a spring drive, so the spring drives are crazy. I need to go to Aruba after hurricane season. Random Rob meet at Aruba. I'm still working on getting my passport. I've never even had a passport, so I've never really left the country. I went to Canada, but Canada doesn't really count. Aha, right there. Similar to that in Europe, I guess got to get used to tariffs, and that's all it is. Like it sucks, but it's happened many times before. I mean, it's not typically in our lifespan, but like, I mean, I remember when I was younger in Michigan, the state sales tax was 4%. It was 4%. So it was one penny every 25 cents. Then they raised it to 6%. So at some point, it'll probably be higher than that. Oh, I feel like I got to sneeze. So you got sales tax, you got property tax, you just got tax, 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 tax. Now tariff, 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 tariff. So yeah, one day we'll do some sort of revolution, and it'll be a reset. Or yeah, there are some states that have no sales tax. There's I think there's at least one state. Isn't it like New Hampshire or something? There's no sales tax and no income tax, but their property tax is high. Like I feel like you're going to pay it one way or the other. Trying to read some comments. Live in a tent. Uh, yeah, I guess nobody said you had to pay property tax. You could rent or just live off the land or something. I don't know. Yeah, you guys do have. Yeah, the problem with Florida is hurricanes, obviously, and we're not talking about that because you don't want to knock on wood or whatever. But so the sales tax is there, the property tax is there, and what else? Insurance can be difficult to get and expensive. So yeah, New Hampshire is no sales tax and no income tax. So if you can figure out a way to get cheap property tax there, then that would be the cheap, maybe one of the cheaper places to live, but everything else might be more expensive there too. I don't know. And yeah, you just can't put a price on that. I mean, that makes up for everything right there. That's vitamin D. I mean, I mean, look at the shirt I'm wearing. Like, I love palm trees. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be in Florida. I prank call. I don't know. Ronan says, unrelated to this topic, but thanks for doing all the drops on Discord. It's been fun, but I'm sure it's tiring. Yeah, if I keep it isolated to just Sunday, it's not too bad, but it does eat up pretty much my entire Sunday. So, favorite watch brand right now? That's a tough one. Um, I think I'm gonna revert back to just the original. I'm gonna say like it's Seiko and Casio or Casio G-Shock would probably be like neck and neck. I think they're just no matter what range I go, high or low or anything like that, both those brands offer something at all levels, and I always find myself coming back to them. So yeah, let's see. I'm trying to read some comments here. Tim says I get the Florida reason, but stuff I buy from other ecom places charge me tax for out of state. Maybe Florida's a loophole. Sorry, I went off screen to pick my nose. Okay, here we go. 8 months of summer. I have a Zelos Hammerhead. I like it, but the date seems a little off frame. I have noticed that with a lot of micro brands. Um, maybe even a Seiko occasionally, but they usually line up pretty good. But this Zelos, the frame is or the date is framed pretty perfect. But I know what you're talking about. So that's again another reason why I like no dates. Just removes that. Floridian headed to Grand Rapids this weekend. That's about 2.5 hours away from me. I wish I could meet up with you, Randy, but I don't think I can. It'd be cool if we could. Let's see, Trap is here. Thanks for joining us, Travis. Hannibal will be at Trifecta on Wednesday. I still need to get down there this fall. Skylar did ask if I got the Casio Auto. I did. It is right here. I did pick it up. I picked up the black dial, or it's like a carbon dial. Um, I'm gonna do a follow up. So the original video I did on it, Skylar, I had said that it was kind of like a WTF, like what's going on with it, right? But then the more I wore it, and I've worn it a lot, like relative to like how many watches I have, I actually really warmed up to it. Still kind of sucks to tell the time on it. It's not super visible, but I'm now kind of glad that I picked it up and that Casio made an automatic. I don't know. It seems like an oxymoron or something, but like it just I don't know, it just works. Yeah, we could I don't know if we could probably do like a mini meetup at Trifecta. Obviously Travis would be there, a few other people would be there. Um, yeah. Midwest. We can meet up in Lafayette. Could Lafayette handle it? I think they could. I enjoyed it. It's a nice little town. Yeah, and there's times where I do find myself wishing I had quick access to the date, but the no date. I don't always wear readers, but it's like in the morning and then late at night is when I find myself wearing these readers, and they're low power. They're like what are they? One like I can read it right now. So these are 1.25, but it's usually in the morning and at night. Um, Other than that, like I can read the date right now, but uh, early morning and at night, the date on the watch is kind of useless to me without the readers, and I don't like to wear them all the time because it's not like I'm reading, unless I'm like screwing around on my phone or something, which again I try not to do as much. So I just didn't go no date. Let's see. Shaken says Helm charged me $50 as shipping, which includes 19% tariff because their watches are made in China. Skylar says he warmed up to it as well. Found a strap that kind of works if you're interested, I'll send you the link. An AE strap. I meant to check because the way this fits, I bet you some of the straps fit the Timex Q and the Casio World Timers. They probably fit it too. So Kokomo has some special for for collectors. I'm looking forward to this event. Oh, okay. There's an event coming up. 100%. I agree with you. Sustainable me. I prefer time only watches because you can always memorize the date, but you can never memorize the time. So true. Favorite independent Swiss brand? Would we consider Breitling to be independent still? If we're considering Breitling to be independent, I would say Breitling. What kind of watch boxes are those behind you? Forget the brand. I don't remember. I don't know why I can't remember what the hell they're called. They gave me one and then I bought one. That's how much I liked it. Because they hold 30 watches and you wouldn't think but the way the pillows are, they hold it good. It's great. If I could just remember the name. Somebody will remember and they'll post it in the comments, probably. You might be able to get them on Amazon. I have some videos of them, but I don't even know how to search it up. Dane's going to go look them up. Somebody's already probably looking it up. If you just wait a long time, somebody will also post it. I find if you don't do it, somebody else will. Jeff is wearing the Oris Diver 65 right now. Timeless buys. So Timely's buys is what is if you search that, you will find it. Thank you, everybody. So those are really good. Actually, let's go check them out because sometimes I want to talk about this. Sometimes maybe you don't buy a watch. Maybe buy a tool or a time grapher or one of these boxes. What's the other box that I have? I forget the name of that one too. So they went up in price a little bit, but they're still not bad. They're totally worth it. Like that seems like a lot of money, but I'm telling you, it's still totally worth it. Dane has 4 of them. So $225 is what those are. He put up an Amazon link. I can't look at it, but Dane, that better not be an Amazon affiliate link you're doing. Are you making money off my stream? What's the other company? I can't remember the name of it. The other big watch box thing that I have. I really like those too. They don't display as cool. Like these display cool. But the other ones are also really practical for... No, it's not Wolf. No, it's not that. Dan, why are you using affiliate links? I get paid from Amazon every month. Like sometimes it's $20. Yeah, thank you, Nate Dogg. It's Holmes and Hadfield. Holmes, is it Holmes? Yeah, it's Holm and Hadfield. So these ones I really like as well. But if we go to, and they have because I have the case where you can do the challenge coins in it as well. But I will say this, if you're going to buy one of these, again, I realize it's a lot of money, but trust me on this. Get the Legacy. Get this one. This is the one to get. It's $400. I know. maybe I'll reach out to them and see if I can get a discount code, but they're already kind of discounting it a little bit. They package them really good. The quality is great. And you can store what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 7. You can store like 17 watches there, and then you got a place for your straps down there and stuff. How many watches do you need? Get one of these 30 ones, spend like $600, right? Get the 30 watch case like behind me from Timely Buys, and then pick up one of these Holmes and Hadleys for $400. You're set. You're pretty much good. And they display really nice. They look cool. I get brands hitting me up all the time with different cases and winders and stuff like that. Um, I pretty much I'm set. Like between those ones and that one, like I maybe it's for one, it's kind of hard to make videos on them, and when they've already like knocked it out of the park, like what else am I going to show? And I don't use winders, so I always feel weird making a video on a winder because I don't use them. I have a Wolf one somewhere. I might even have another one, but I don't. I like never use them. Oh yeah, the challenge coin one is awesome. It's over there. I need to clean my room. I would grab it, but like it's gonna make a huge mess. I guarantee it. It'll make a huge mess if I grab it. But I have some cool challenge coins. I need to make. All right, let me ask you guys. No, I'm not taking a shot on one of your videos. What did I say? If I did, you're reading too much into it. I didn't. Dane, if I'm taking a shot at you, you'll know. What challenge coin should I make again or next? I was thinking the SKX, but the SKX is like less relevant than it used to be. So I feel like it should be something else. I don't know what I should make because I did the monster. What do we have? So we have the G-Shock. This is a private coin. This is the San Francisco one, but we have the monster. Where's the Doxa? I have a Doxa one too. I don't know where it's at. And then I have the Doxa one, which is really cool. You think I should do the Willard or then? I want to do something. It can't. Okay. Don't think like personally which one you want. Don't think of it that way. Think like which one do you think like the watch enthusiast community would like to see? It's not going to be the Samurai. It's not going to be. I can see it being the Turtle. I really don't think it's the Willard. I don't think the Willard's that big. I think the Turtle's far larger than the Willard. There's way more turtles out there than there are Willards. And maybe the Turtle's more relevant than the SKX anyway. Honestly, there's way more turtles than there have been the SKX. Could be the Turtle. Could be the Alpinist. Good call, Stuart. I think the Alpinist could be really cool. I think we could do tuna maybe. I'm thinking turtles kind of a big deal. A lot of people have turtles. Like most people in the chat right now probably have a turtle. Not everybody has the Alpinist. I have one, but it's the old school one. Looks like an SKX. Seiko hamburger. I know like one guy that has that watch, and it's freaking cool. And if he might sell it. If he sells it, I should see if I could buy it. The Spork, that would be pretty cool. Dane wants the Navitimer. I don't know. I think maybe it's the Turtle. I think we could do the Turtle. How many have killed them? No one's killed Turtle. Why are you bringing up old stuff? But it's not common. Tudor. Nah. I mean, the challenge coins don't have to be a watch, but I think it has to be. If I'm going to do it, it has to be the watch. I'm not going to do a Daytona. None of us have a Daytona. Dane, you're the only one in the chat that probably has a Daytona or a Submariner. I did the Submariner, kind of. Yeah, and I'm not going to do the Willard. I would do the Turtle over the Willard in a heartbeat. I do like sometimes like these patches too. I could do patches instead, but like, you guys ever see these patches? The anti-Folex Rolex Club. There's actually this was a gift from a buddy, but this one's pretty cool. It's the anti-Folex Rolex Club challenge coin. Yeah. So yeah, there's some cool stuff out there. So again, we're talking budget and watches are crazy and stuff like that. Go for the weird stuff. Patches. You guys see all that stuff in the background of my videos. I should do an Invicta. 100%. I should do the Invicta, Carlos. You're right. I think we're gonna do. I'm not doing the Willard. I can't do the Willard. Almost none of us here have the Willard. All of us here pretty much have a Turtle. Nate Dogg, come on. Is anything made in the US? I bought one. You know what? I could go grab one. I'm not going to do it. It's bad. It's really bad. How much time are we at? All right. Almost nobody's watching. I'm going to go grab something, Nate. I'm going to show you a challenge coin that's made in the USA. It's freaking bad. It's terrible. I was going to throw them away. I'm surprised I haven't thrown them away. I'll be right back. I've only shown this coin to one other person other than my wife. I'm throwing these away. This was me trying to. I'm not even gonna tell you who made them, but it's a company that makes their coins in the USA. They were shocked I wasn't happy with it. So that's the one side. That side's fine. That's the other side. I freaking hate it. So this one is, yeah, you betcha, is made in China versus this one. If I can get the camera to focus. Which one do you want? Yeah. This one's way freaking cooler. So, yeah, I won't be doing the Made in the USA one. And I still have these, but it was a waste of money and it's terrible. So, I could probably do that. These would actually be fun little Target things. And that was 2 years ago. That was back in 2023 that I made those. Limited edition. Should I give them out to a couple people? It is. I do not like it at all. Like green eggs and ham. Don't like it. Yeah, this one turned out great. Anybody that has one of these, you guys know those are cool. This is the company, Boss. I've done the video on it. Boss is the company that I'll use. And they don't make them; they just design them. And they facilitate the sale, and then they're produced in China, straight up. So yeah, I'll end up having to pay more for them probably because of the tariffs and stuff. But that I have no problem doing that because I've seen bad coins. I've seen mediocre coins, and then I've seen insanely good coins. Look how good that looks. If it'll focus. That's a good coin. That's Boss coins. That's what they do. Venezianico. I have one right here. I gave when I met up with the Venezianico crew in Chicago, I gave them a couple of challenge coins. They love them. Y yeah, 100%. Sea grape or grenade turtles. I'd have to do something bold like that with a pop of color. I think that'd be really cool. I think I might buy another turtle. I'm gonna buy, I think, another limited edition. I kind of missed my opportunity. Is there any in this drop? I think we're almost out of. What's in here? There's Nemo. I sold the really good turtles were in the last drop. The grape one was the one to get. I love that one. So, all right, we're over an hour in. So I appreciate you guys all joining me on the live stream. I'm not doing Henry Archer. I think we're gonna do a turtle coin. I haven't even sold. I still have these and the Doxa coins. I haven't even sold all those, but I guess I don't do a very good job of advertising them though, too. Yeah, the King Turtle, 100%. The King Turtle is awesome. Yeah, dude, the grape one. Honestly, that's the best. That's the best one. So, well done on picking that one up. I was hesitant to even sell that one. I was almost going to keep it for myself. So, Paul, it's okay, man. It's okay. He's in our thoughts and prayers. So, you give the coins out for meetups. Sometimes I do. If I connect with somebody at a meetup or something like that, yeah, sometimes I'll hand out a coin. I don't. These ones are usually the ones I give out, but depending on, if you're rocking a G-Shock, you're gonna get up one of these. If you're rocking a Doxa, you're gonna get a Doxa. So I'm gonna try to get the turtle one done. And how do you know if you have the right colorway of the turtle? Right there. If Dane hates it, that's the right one. So, Dane, don't be so boring, man. You got to get the wild, crazy stuff. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out of here. I'll see you on the next vid. Adios.